Happy Easter from the Late Late Horror Show. What's going on? Hey, Dave.
Hi, Merry Christmas. This is the Kolchak Christmas episode.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Let's get ready to talk about Kolchak, Horror in the Heights.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Late Late Horror Show. I'm Dino, and it is Dave Plouffe. What is going on? Never ever gambles on Sundays. That's a good idea because you don't want the Rakshasa to come after you.
Or Rabbi Shulman.
Or Rabbi Shulman. Yes. We're going to talk about Horror in the Heights, technically the number one rated, I think, of all of the episodes.
8.4.
8.4, highest rated. Aired December 20th, 1974. This is episode 11. We're over halfway through talking about all. Yeah, I know we're sitting there going, oh my God. I mean, because it's been so enjoyable talking about this, but we still got halfway to go just about, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll finish this up by the end of the year, though.
Yeah. I mean, we still got a while, though, but yeah, Horror in the Heights. I think the zombie episode a little bit better. Nothing beats the movie.
I'm embarrassed to tell you it's the werewolf episode for me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I had issues with the werewolf one. But...
Well, we got Dick Gautier and we got a Kolchak set at the sea, and we know that you like those sea episodes.
Right. Listen, this was after the past couple ones, this is like well written.
Yes, it is.
And I think a good reason for that, which Dave could talk about here. But let's see. Let me say hi real quick to everybody. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, please. Check out the links below, which Dave's channel is under there linked, where a new video just went up today. If you like gardening, the Paranormal Gardener, him and Bo walking around talking about his garden. Love it. Hello, Sheena Collins, a 99-cent super sticker, a slice of pink birthday cake with a purple icing and a candle. Thank you very much. The vampire for me, Edward Stewart says. Okay. And speaking of Edward Stewart, let me say hi first to everybody. J.O.B. Tune the News, Connie Clary, Johnny Tornstrom. What is going on? Black Roses is here. Southern Coke drinker Laura, Black Roses, Ronald Reagan, Rim. Oh, yeah. Somebody get rid of Ronald Reagan, please. I'm like, I almost said it. You almost got me there, Ronald.
I saw smoke coming up from those breaks.
Yeah, hide him from the channel, block him. MacNig McGregor, what's going on? Good to see you. Just you asshole. Get the hell out of here. Oh man, I'll tell you. Let me say this while Connie or somebody blocks Ronald Reagan. Thank you, Edward Stewart, for the birthday present. Really do appreciate it. He always sends me something. Of course, the good old Ovaltine there. Always got my Ovaltine. Just finished the other jar, but he got me this, which, Edward, dude, thank you so much, man. This is the NECA figurine of Nosferatu, okay? The Symphony of Horror figure. And if you open it, I mean, the detail on here, yeah, you guys can't see that. Can you guys see this, Dave? Even if I get up, it gets blurry, don't it?
It's just because of the packaging, but it's viewable.
If you guys can view that, I mean, Edward Stewart, man, I'm telling you, bud, it's coming right out here on the desk or on my shelf or something, but I love this figure. The detail is so good. It's not even funny. NECA makes great stuff. So thank you for the birthday gift. So thank you. I love it. Yeah. And Ovaltine, as always. Jojo, what is going on? Says 8.4 Nielsen rating is great. 84% of the metered households tuned in live. Listen, it's a good episode and good to have you in chat. Hey, sweet Indigo, what's going on? Good to see you. J.Odabita, I said hi. Okay, CM. Okay, here we go, Dave. Let's continue to talk here. Horn Heights, like I said, it's a well-written one. It's a good one after every, like the past couple ones, you know, they're still good. But this one was really good and interesting. And it was subdued for a reason. Hammer horror? Maybe?
It was, dude. I'll talk about Hammer horror, sure.
Okay, yeah.
So,
take it away.
I like to say this is the Christmas episode because it did air on December the 20th, 1974.
Yes.
And the person who wrote it.
Oh, wait a second. That's 5 days before Christmas. Okay, continue, Dave.
You did that without a calculator.
I know. I almost brung it out.
Yeah, so Jimmy Sangster is the writer, and he is known for some Hammer horror, including, as I bring it up here, The Revenge of Frankenstein, Horror of Dracula, The Curse of Frankenstein, and Blood of the Vampire. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So you got a very good writer who worked on Hammer horror films. So you kind of get that feel a little bit in here. And I'm talking about with like it being a little subdued. There's not a whole lot of energy as compared to the other Kolchaks. Am I wrong?
It was a very relaxed episode, and
yes,
I really loved kind of the down home type of atmosphere that it had. It was in a very I don't want to say exclusive neighborhood, but it was in a very tightly knit neighborhood of individuals. And
Roosevelt Heights.
Yes, Roosevelt Heights. And even The Office felt like it was kind of mirroring the neighborhood where you had a lot of interaction compared to past shows of Miss Emily and Vincenzo. Had some great conversations in this episode.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. That Vincenzo and Carl, their camaraderie in this episode, especially when he comes to bail him out at the police station, not bail him out, but get him out from being interrogated or whatever. Very good. I mean, Vincenzo was straightforward, sticking up for him, no joking around.
No, like we're coming out.
Yeah, fists were coming out, man. I loved that. I'm like, they could have gotten more of that. But, you know, some writers and directors throughout these episodes tried to make it a little comedic and different styles. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought, too, that there were so many great quotes, and I wrote a whole bunch of them down. But it was just the writing was at a higher level, I think, in this particular episode.
100% agree. And hello, Harry Scott. Donald Duck Apple Juice for everyone. And hello, happy Easter, everyone. Hi, Dino and Dave. What's going on? Harry Scott, Hi Boy Donuts to you. And Duke the Legend, what's going on? Night Stalker, isn't that a superhero? I can't remember. CM says, happy birthday, Dino. Thank you. It was March 8th, my birthday. So a little belated, but thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Sin City Jim, one of the favorite episodes of the series. A lot of people would agree with you. I loved it, like Dave said, I loved how relaxed it was. I love the kind of a serious approach they took to this episode. I like the fact that it was in definitely not an upscale neighborhood, but a neighborhood, an aging neighborhood like Roosevelt Heights, where all the older people live and they never moved, and the city kind of forgot about them.
Well,
and just
I love the narration at the beginning where it says there are sections of Chicago the guidebooks don't refer to.
Exactly. Yes.
This is one of those sections.
Because Roosevelt Heights is it's a city that the mayor forgot, and they like, get them last when it comes to garbage collecting or anything like that, because the city or the area is just infested with rats.
Yeah.
which is what they're going to kind of blame all of this on. But really, the whole episode revolves around a demon called Rakshasa, which we'll be talking about, which it's a Hindu demon that takes the form of people, like it takes over your mind, and it eats flesh. That's what it does. That's its purpose. And we'll get into the swastika a little bit here and its meaning, because throughout history, facts, in Hindu religion, it's known to be prior to World War II and all this other stuff. It's been known to be a sign for peace, poverty, and all that's good. So
That would be prosperity.
what's that?
You said poverty.
Did I say poverty?
Yes. So I think prosperity is really what you meant.
Yeah, probably something I said, poverty instead of prosperity. Hey, Jimmy D, what's going on? Okay, anything else before we get into talking about the episode?
A great cast of characters in this one.
Yes, that is true too. Who do we get? We get Phil Silvers, who he was in the
Phil Silvers show.
Well, Phil Silvers show, but he was also in the It's a Mad World.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, every comedian. Known fact is he never put lenses in his glasses. He used it as kind of like a prop. It's funny because back in the day when I was a teen, there was this look I was going for with all black and wait, I'm still going for that look. No. And I used to wear these black glasses that were really, really cool. And it came with no lenses because it was just for your style, with my cross earrings dangling down. And anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about the show.
I was waiting for you to have the was it the Groucho Marx mustache? And
oh no.
God, I love those. What great disguises those were.
Yes. Oh, the eyes with I got you. No, this was serious, but poverty. What's wrong with me? Anyways, so yes, a very good and very intimate. I think this was an intimate episode. You even get kind of a little bit closer to Emily, Miss Emily, who has that. Yeah.
Even right, halfway through the show, I wrote down in my notes, Miss Emily's so sweet.
Oh yeah. And she's a little bit more involved in this episode. See, you can involve the characters a little bit more and still not take away from the story of their plot, because it kind of moves along very quickly at a quick pace. So without a doubt, I loved everything about this episode. And now we start to talk about it. We start off in Roosevelt Heights.
We do, and it is we get a wonderful sky shot of this train going by this dilapidated neighborhood.
Dilapidated.
Whatever. It's better
not dilapidated.
Better than poverty. And it's one
Happy Easter.
No. One of those scenes where it's like, I really like these old buildings because they have so much history and so many stories, and we have a very small section of that here in Los Angeles. Chicago just looks much more sprawling, and of course has so much more history because it's so much older. But we see Phil Silvers walking across the street in a darkened neighborhood to the back of this building. And
he's got a paper bottle of wine.
He does, and I immediately thought he was a wino type of character, but he wasn't.
But he was dressed up nice, so you knew he was
very much.
Yeah,
he was trying to escape both his wife and Temple, according to the narration. And
because the majority, God, I'm not even going to get into that. But okay.
Yeah.
Man, it's a shame when you can't talk about certain things, but he's going to gamble with some friends.
Right.
At a meat packing plant, right?
Already there. It's something, but I'll tell you, the sanitation department is not doing their job.
No,
there is. But it's ironic because there's you'll see in the dumpster that there is a side of ribs, and those ribs are being gnawed on by rats.
You know, I was looking at that, Dave, and
Yeah.
yes, goth, very goth, Laura, back in the day. I still do kind of have that. You know, I'm never out of black, but um, the meat. Okay, as he enters, and his name is Harry Starman. Harry Starman. Again, the last name, Dave, it kind of refers to kind of the neighborhood and all that.
It
People
does.
probably
It does.
probably know what I'm talking about. If I'm, you know, I just don't want to get into it. There's a lot going on in history right now that's not going to talk about. But Harry Starman, he goes into this meat packing plant where there's a security guard and two buddies where they're going to gamble. He's got his wine and he's going to gamble. And when they go in there, the garbage cans, because the sanitation workers just aren't picking up garbage. I
Right.
love later in the show when Vincenzo talks about Carl's article and mentions that this is too bleeding heart. Like
Yeah.
it's, and he goes, you got to stop that and don't put so much pressure on the sanitation people. And I wrote down, I think it was because of the syndicate. So he didn't want to upset the mob, basically. So that's what it seemed like to me, anyways. Nunya Biz, first time watcher, algorithm brought me here. Thought I would say hello. Nunya Biz, good to have you here, man. Talking stuff every Sunday night with Dave. So yeah. And Fractured Vision, what's going on? Good to see you.
And also, I wanted to.
Yeah,
Go
ahead. Yeah. Nope.
All right. Duke the Legend said I looked like
Yeah.
the weather forecaster from Fox 23 in Oklahoma. That's terrific. Thank you.
Did he say that?
Can't wait to get done with this and check that person out. Maybe it's a long lost brother.
Wow. Okay. So what a thing to bring up. Okay, gotcha. I was going to mention the meat in the garbage cans.
Yes.
I was trying to figure that out because there was a lot of meat still on there, Dave.
There
Did
was.
you notice?
I was
A lot
hungry.
of meat. Well, you can feed the neighborhood. Why throw these things out?
You could. And they said it was a poor neighborhood.
Yeah, and there's like garbage everywhere. And why would they throw it in the garbage? And anyways, just something I looked at and said, they could make quite the large soup with that, right?
They could. They could. Or Indian food.
Well, yeah, we'll
That'll
talk
come
about
later.
that later. Yeah, there's an Indian restaurant in here. Oh, thank you for welcoming people, Jojo. Thank you. I looked up the weatherman. Yes, I agree. He looks like Dave. Thanks, Jamie. Evening all. So it doesn't have to bother Dave throughout the episode. Yes, he looks like you, Dave.
Thank you.
Evening all. First time here. Long time Kolchak fan, Mia.
Oh, wonderful.
Good to have you.
It's
Good to have you. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I'm going to give it to Dave and shut up now.
Well, don't do that.
Okay.
Where are we in terms of thumbs up? Because we had a lot when we began, and
yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. 75 thumbs up already. 18 minutes in. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. Let's get 25 more. Get us to 100. Come on, people. Boom. We got it. We got this.
We do.
Do we? Okay. I'm going to take a sip of water and you start us off. Okay.
All right. So Phil Silvers brings over some wine. He meets up with his buddies, but there's one guy that I guess no one likes, but he's the night security guard of the warehouse. So they have to like him. And it's like, hey, it's your turn to bring glasses. And he's all like, all right, I'll go find some glasses for us. And he gets up and he leaves. And they have just this little, interaction. The guy takes off, goes down some steps, and you hear some grumbling, some movement from behind one of the dumpsters.
Well, I do like the security guard. They got a line where they go, like they really didn't care too much for him, but he's there and they have to use him, whatever. But he loses 75 cents a night.
Yes, that's why they keep him around.
That's why they keep him around. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah, he works his way down and yeah.
Well, I'm going to remind me there's a Jack Benny thing in here too that I wanted to quote on. But okay. So this guy, the security guard, goes out, checks out behind the dumpster, and you see the back of this very hairy Bigfoot type of creature. But
you know what I thought it was at first? I'm like,
the Spanish moss monster.
Oh God, no! The Spanish Moss Murders, episode 7, 8, 9, I forget. But anyways, it looked from the behind. Well, first of all, he was coming towards the security guide, and he's like, "Oh, Rabbi Schumann." He goes, "Rabbi Schumann," but the camera shoots behind him. And did you know who Rabbi Schumann was? Milton Berle's brother. Yeah. Uncredited, Milton Berle's brother.
Oh, wow.
Anyways,
How exciting.
Little tidbit there. I don't know. He said, "Let me on a Kolchak episode." What do you mean? What do you know? It looked like one of the warlocks from the Time Machine from the 60s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see
Yeah, it
that.
even looked. Yeah, it looked like little blue tinted. But when you finally get the reveal at the end, it doesn't look like a warlock. But from behind, it looked exactly like a warlock, and I'm like going, did they use the same outfit as the warlocks did in that movie? Because that's what it was. Anyways, hello everyone.
No, but when you see the front at the end of the film, it looks like the costume person took the day off.
Yes, they do.
That's all I'm gonna say. And welcome, KJ.
Hey, KJ. Hey, it's KJ. Yes, it is. Well, hey, it's Dave Plouffe, and hey, it's KJ. What's going on? Fractured Vision says we do know the one old guy revisited his character either this episode or vice versa with the Paramarphi Swamp Monster episode. I don't remember, Dave, but I'm sure you're right.
Yes, I would agree.
Okay. So he sees Rabbi Schumann, but behind he sees this hairy monster who's a demon. It's the Rakshasa, we come to find out.
Rabbi Schulman comes up to hug him, and it's not good, man. He's going to eat his face.
Yes, he's going to eat some face.
And I love the way that the guy's all like, hey, we're only paying for, this is penny ante games. Don't be too angry with us. And when I heard penny ante, I heard Rochester in the Jack Benny program, and Rochester was a gambler and everything. And he goes, tonight we're playing penny ante. And he goes, you ought to see Andy.
Tonight we're playing okay, I blew that. Forget it.
That's all right.
I know. I blow it all the time. What am I going to do? Jack Benny.
Yeah. So then we see, we know that this guy's dead. And Kolchak comes running up in his beautiful 1966. I'm not sure if that's lemon yellow or what color.
I think Black Rose is going Rakshasa, rock lobster.
Well, Black Roses has had quite a few of those already tonight.
Yeah. Well, listen, Black Rose is all about the music, heavy metal in the 80s, right? Anyways, yes. Go ahead, Dave.
And so Kolchak shows up in his 66 Mustang convertible that I would love to own.
Yes.
He shows up and he's talking to this young cop. And I've got one of the first quotes I have for the night. What is it? I've seen more dead bodies than you've had TV dinners.
Yes, that's what he said. Yes, that's a lot of TV dinners.
Yeah. And then he says, we all have rats. You should see the one I work for. I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah.
But then we have Phil Silvers, and he gets to chat with Kolchak a little bit.
Love shake, baby. Everybody sing the next line. Woo! Rock lobster. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that goes, and then we're right. They're blaming the rats because the faces get messed up, and this demon. Why isn't the demon eating the entire body? If it thrives on it, it's a demon. It must be just taking bites out of it, and then it goes away. The lore on this, we come to find out by the Indian restaurant owner, Ali Lakshmi, who is a hunter of these Rakshasa demons, because there's more than one. They're all over the planet. And we'll talk a little bit more about them later, but he's after them. And
that actually scared me quite a bit. I love the lore that there were more than one, and that this guy going around shooting them with a crossbow of all things, with
That was blessed.
that was blessed by Buddha or whoever.
Yeah.
Has killed several of them. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, he said he's 60 years he's been going after these Rakshasa demons. And I like how he kind of told Carl, he's like, if you're good of heart, and you can kill them with this crossbow that he's trying to kill. But anyways, that's a little bit down the line here. But they're blaming the rats because the rats are cutting up and they're everywhere. And then we're all the way back to Vincenzo's. We're at the newspaper, right? Aren't we? Are we not?
We're
Okay,
already
yeah.
back at the newspaper. We're hanging out, and Vincenzo, with his beautiful striped shirt and vest and everything like that, is actually approving a story that Kolchak had written, which I think is the first time in the series that has happened. And he just wants him to take out the bleeding heart stuff, which is quote unquote the tragic death of
Yes.
this guy. And
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think it's because I think he was upset. You don't want to upset the syndicate. Let's not make it too bad of a story like the garbage people are,
yeah.
But yeah, just the facts, just the facts.
And what was also interesting, he threw him a little receipt saying that, if you could reimburse me for that, I gave this guy a couple of bucks, just for his information. And it's like he needed it or whatever. And I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of, again, kind of a down home, very special type of thing. Like, here's a few bucks.
Yeah. Mia seems to have a purple crossbow. Good for zombies.
Nice.
That would be, yeah. I don't think it's the best weapon for zombies, Mia.
It might be for My Little Ponies.
Because don't they fly in the air?
That's just what came to mind. Is never mind.
Yeah, and we also get a little interaction with Emily and Carl because
we do. But do you remember before we leave Vincenzo, because this is probably my favorite episode with Vincenzo, is what he ordered for dinner.
Oh, wow. Go ahead. What did he order for dinner, Dave?
I think
be specific.
I think one that people would have enjoyed in Roosevelt Heights. Corned beef.
Okay.
A bottle of cream soda.
Ooh.
And fresh pickles.
There you go.
And I'll tell you, I go to a deli here in Orange County.
Is it Dave's Whitefish Sandwich?
No, it's not. It's actually near Disneyland. It's called Catella Deli.
Okay.
And it is incredible foods. And they serve fresh dill pickles with your meal.
Nice.
And you just cut them up, and it is so refreshing and so good. It's one of my
I love sweet pickles or whatever kosher. I love pickles with your sandwiches. I mean, forget about it. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's see. The other thing was he threw the article out. Vincenzo kind of just wrapped, and threw it in the garbage. And Kolchak was going through the garbage getting his things, and Ron Updike comes in from behind him, and Kolchak follows him to the desk, and he straightens out his paper, and he goes, "I get all my stories from there." I thought that was kind of funny. And then goes over and interacts with Emily. But were you done with Vincenzo?
In more ways than one, yes.
Okay. So Emily starts talking to him. She's talking about her advice column, right? And
well, not only her advice column, but also what she's been doing on the side.
Yeah, she wants to. What my real enjoyment, what I really want to do is write a novel, a mystery novel. So
and I thought it was very Agatha Christie of her.
Yes, it was very much so. Rob Goodman, all right. So you all know anything about Poltergeist? You're coming in. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt in the middle of talk about an episode of Kolchak. We all do know about Poltergeist, but welcome, Rob. Rob. Okay. Continue, Dave. Yeah. So she wants to be a novelist. and she, again, very sweet. And there were a couple of points in this episode that kind of cracked me up with Emily. Like there was a point when they all came in and she was just sitting there at the desk, and then she wanted to make sure they seen her working, and she hurried up and went like this and started typing, but she was doing it with one finger like this, like, you know, I'm like, just that just cracked me up, Dave.
Well, I laughed at this particular part because I think Kolchak opens the notebook and starts to read it, and then it's like smells something bad. It's like, ooh, and just hands it back to her, knowing that it's like, this is not good writing, Emily.
Rob Goodman, first time doing this, so I'm not sure if it's going through or what. But does anybody know anything about? Okay, yeah, you might want to get rid of Rob too. Second attempt. I don't think you know what. I think you know what you're talking about.
Let me do it.
Okay, thanks, Dave. So he then we get flashed to. I think we're done there, and then we're flashed to Carl talking about, well, the Goldsteins coming out of the movie theater. I thought this was an interesting one. The Goldsteins, an older couple.
Okay, first of all, I love the Goldsteins.
Yes. This was.
I love the theater that they came out of. It is.
I did too. Yes.
Oh man, it is old time, marquee up above.
Says the Fever, R-rated.
It's got, changing world.
But I do love the conversation that they have, because Carl's, dialogue over the next scene, always in most of these episodes, he's saying, well, the Goldsteins should have taken a long way on their something like that. He says, basically saying they're going to die. You know what I mean? They're going to do something where they're going to end up dead.
And if I had gone back to Roosevelt Heights that night, they may have survived.
Right. But they made a shortcut through. But before that, I love immediately when they come out of the movie theater, and again, the marquee says the Fever, R-rated. I love that the woman, the wife says, she goes,
that was Mrs. Goldstein.
It was Mrs. Goldstein talking to Mr. Goldstein. Not sure why I'm getting that close to the microphone, but she goes, I didn't understand a word of it. I don't understand. And he basically goes, what's to understand? They all get naked nowadays. And then Dave, did you catch the next part of what they talk about? She started talking. Go ahead.
About seeing each other naked and running from the bathrooms. I didn't know what that was about.
She starts basically talking about, we live our life. We make love. I don't see your body because the lights are off. You get up and you run to the bathroom and the lights are on there. I'm like going, what is this conversation? What is going on? But it made me love the Goldsteins. I'm like, 100%. This is a great conversation. I'd love to have them on my couch, and I'd love to ask them questions, because they would probably go into weird dialogue like that.
They would, but they were like really, especially Mr. Goldstein was so rough and tough. I mean, he obviously came from the streets, and they start looking around and there's all these symbols everywhere. We'll call them that. And I mean,
they took the shortcut because he wants to take a shortcut to get home.
Right.
And she goes, no, not in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he goes,
that was such a great accent.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're going down this dark alley, which is, I'll tell you what, I would not have gone down this alley myself had there not even been any graffiti. It looked like a street in Austria in 1940. I mean, this was a scary place.
Yeah.
There's trucks, there's boxes. I think if I ever become a millionaire, I would love to have just on my property an alleyway set up like this that could be a movie shoot, because it's just so like, it's perfect. Some of the water, there's some water on the ground, there's barrels, boxes. You've got the emergency
just like me, Dave. I would love the same thing.
And then out comes like a police officer, because they hear some of the noises, and this police officer comes up to them and again kind of tips his hat and everything, and then goes in for a hug. And unfortunately, that is the end of the Goldsteins.
Hello, Larry Marvick. We all love Kolchak. Most of us do. I wouldn't say all.
No, one person likes Poltergeist.
Yeah, Poltergeist. Does anybody know about that movie?
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I did want to mention on the Goldsteins really quick. The guy who played Mr. Goldstein has like 400 acting credits to his name.
hey, John
And
Swan.
he's just one of those like character actors that you're all familiar with.
Listen, Rob Goodman. I was just joking at the beginning, but I get rid of myself. Don't worry about it. But you're coming in talking about I don't want to be mean. It's just every YouTube channel and anybody who's on YouTube should know if they come to a stream, there's a title to every stream, and it gives off like that you're trolling. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying you are, but it just gives off that effect when you're asking questions about something has nothing to do with what the stream's about. So, and when you get people coming in trying to troll, you wonder what's going on. So I gave you 1, 2 tries and you're still there and you're saying you'll leave yourself. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but you always look at the title so you know what we're talking about and you can join in on the discussion. Hello, John Swan. Go ahead, Dave.
All right. The Goldsteins are dead. And the next thing we have are these ambulances and police officers in the alleyway. Kolchak shows up and he starts taking pictures with his awesome camera.
Yeah. He most certainly does. And Edward Stewart says The Fever featured Vanessa Redgrave, Angelina Jolie, 30 years later. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay.
And Emily Thompson's here. So hello, Emily.
Emily, what's going on? Good to see you. Kolchak was the best, and no actor could ever touch him in his roles.
Agreed.
Yeah, Darren McGavin. Yeah, definitely.
So
Okay.
once again, we have, it looks like rat damage to both of the Goldsteins. And we have that same young police officer saying, "What are you doing here, Kolchak?"
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Kolchak's leaving, and you hear this, psst, psst, and it's Phil Silvers. And he's all, "Kolchak, come here." And so he goes over to Phil Silvers, and he's kind of gives the history of this little area of Roosevelt Heights.
Yes, he does. And he brings him up. Phil Silvers, Mr. Starman.
Yep.
Takes him up to show him. Were they on a roof? I think they were on a roof.
I think they were up on a little bit of a balcony type of thing, looking over, and then took a little walk through a Hollywood set to the Indian food place in the middle of this particular neighborhood where no one would have Indian food.
Yeah. He goes. His thing was he thinks that the owner of this place, who's Hindu, the restaurant is. Why would you put one in this neighborhood? It just doesn't go. He doesn't get any customers.
And he's also the one doing all the graffiti.
Yes.
So it was kind of like, this guy it came up to be a very hateful type of person. And later in the episode, we'll find that it's a totally different meaning to these particular symbols. And it's almost a protecting type of thing.
Yeah, we'll lead up to it because, I mean, I would look at that restaurant and you go to the back of it and you see all the graffiti that was up there with the symbols and stuff like that. You would think bad of that, especially in that neighborhood too, for sure. So, but there is definitely more of a meaning behind what he's doing there. Like I said at the beginning, he's a demon hunter. He hunts the Rakshasa and all over the planet. And but I can't wait till we do talk about inside and we meet the waiter, Barry Gordon, the waiter, Barry, who serves Kolchak in the restaurant. And he's the only one in there.
And he's not Indian.
But no, and he's not Indian. But I might as well talk about it now.
Well,
Or no, we'll wait.
no, go ahead. Talk about it now.
Should we? Because it's just a little thing, and we'll skip over the part I'm talking about now. But when he's in the restaurant, it reminds me of the Seinfeld episode with Babu Bhatt.
Okay. All right.
Who Babu Bhatt in Seinfeld, I forget what episode it was, but Jerry Seinfeld sees that they opened up an Indian restaurant. It's across the street from his apartment building. It's in a spot where they open up like something new all the time. Nothing ever works there. It always fails. But this Indian comes in, Babu Bhatt, and he opens up an Indian restaurant. It looked exactly like this from the inside to me.
Very similar.
Lights may have been a little dimmer. I mean, it was pretty dark in there, but and Babu Bhatt wouldn't get any customers. And he's like, I don't understand why, it's great food. And Jerry interrupts and says, well, you might want to think of doing your own Indian cuisine, because he sold burgers and fries and stuff. But anyways, the scene reminded me of that. And Babu Bhatt on Seinfeld is great. He appears in a couple different episodes, but
including the last episode.
Yes, which we don't mention that.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and do his normal? Yeah, go ahead.
You are very bad man. You are bad man. You very bad man.
And it's also like this, where Jerry Seinfeld says, "How can you go from a pony country to a non-pony country?" Is that same episode?
No.
Okay,
that's a different episode.
All right,
but the pony remark, that's a different episode. Anyways, enough Seinfeld. Let's get back to
yeah, we're gonna lose thumbs up.
Yeah, where are we at? Keep it going.
Well,
Dave.
Phil Silvers is
91 thumbs up. Let's see. Have we broken 100? 95. We need 5 more for 100.
That would be wonderful. And before the top of the hour, that's awesome.
Hey, Bubba, what's going on? Good to see you. Andrea Black.
Hello,
yeah,
Bubba.
Good to see you.
So Phil Silvers is going to be the lookout. Yeah. And he's all, my fence climbing days are over, something like that. So he's not going to go with Kolchak. Kolchak does jump up on a couple of the boxes, flips over the fence, a lot more graffiti on the other side of the fence. And this place is a mess. I would not eat there. Just seeing the way that they kept up their little area.
Garbage everywhere. Yeah. And
all of a sudden, Phil Silvers, keeping a lookout, sees Kolchak walking up the alley. And he saw Mr. Kolchak. And the real Kolchak on the inside says, "I'm over here. What's going on?" And then all you hear is the scream, and Phil Silvers, is dead.
Nunya says, hate anyone who had a pony. Listen, Nunya, I had a pony. I grew up with a pony. Everyone in my neighborhood had a pony. Anyways, whatever.
Nunya, where were you last week?
Yeah, we were talking Seinfeld last week. Nobody cared about it. Jojo says, how could one brain retain so much Seinfeld content? I can't even remember what I wore yesterday. Well, listen, one thing I do remember is Seinfeld. Don't ask me why, but anyways, continue. Woo! Is Dave frozen? Oh no!
No, I'm here. I'm reading my notes.
You are rock solid, man. You are not moving.
Oh my gosh!
You could be a statue. Dang, that was good.
Oh God!
Oh, I like it. Okay.
All right. So basically, Phil Silvers is dead, and just as what happens in Kolchak, the cops show up and think Kolchak killed him. And so Kolchak, of course, goes, "I'm glad you guys showed up." And they're all, "I bet you are." And then the next thing we know, we're at police headquarters.
It's like every detective old-time radio show where it doesn't matter how many times, like, say, Richard Diamond, like, has solved the murder. It could be 100 times, and they know he's always right. They go, "No, you're coming in with me, Richard. This time you're wrong. No, I know you got something to do with." I mean, it's just so funny that they do that every time, and they do that to Kolchak.
Well, I was
by now the city should know that Kolchak's broke. Well, you know what? They keep it hidden though. Vincenzo don't really let it out. But the police department should. I don't know.
For me, it was that I also thought of the old time radio show, but this one with Jack Webb, where his
Yes.
sidekick calls him Patsy.
Yeah.
And I think it's Raymond Burr who plays the policeman who always tries to throw Jack Webb in jail.
Yes. Johnny Tornstrom. Yes, we do this every Sunday night.
You can set your clocks by it.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern time every week. Tony Horror Writer, what's going on? Ian Sharp, what's going on?
And by the way, happy
Arthur.
Happy 50th episode.
For what?
For us.
Oh, 50 episodes.
We've done this 50 Sundays in a row.
50 Sundays in a row, me and Dave Plouffe. Yes. Thank you, Dave, for being such a great part of the channel now, man. It only took how many? 7 years?
6 or 7 years, yeah.
7 years, and then now you're on the channel.
You.
Shows with me every Sunday. I think we should have.
I'm going to keep my hand moving so you don't think I'm frozen again.
Yeah. Oh, we need one more thumb up for 100. Oh boy, I tell you, we need that. We need that.
Well,
no,
I want to mention also in the office where the policemen are.
Quit muting your button when you laugh.
That's not a mute button. That's me.
How come we don't hear you when you're laughing?
Because I don't make a sound.
You're a silent laugher? Dave is a silent laugher. That's a Seinfeld episode of its own.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's a silent laugher. Oh, boy. Okay. Anyways, congratulations, everybody said. Yeah. Woohoo. Thank you. 50 Sundays in a row. 6 more you tied to Maggio's 56 game hit streak.
Thank you, J.O.B.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let's one more congratulations. We have 100 thumbs up, Dave. 100 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys very much. Okay, so where are we at? I forget.
We're in the police station.
I'm getting hungry, Dave.
Dude, I am starving. But that's okay. We're doing well.
Okay. Thank you all. Oh my God, silent laughter. Okay.
We're in the police station. And I wanted to mention for the 3rd time now that the very first cop that you see with the white or gray hair is on Columbo. He's one of the sergeants on a future episode that we're going to be seeing that has a candidate. It's called Candidate for Crime. This guy's running for Senate, and that is the policeman set to protect him.
Nice. Is that the guy rolling up his hands?
No, that's
not rolling up his hands. I mean, that would be hard to do. Listen, you're going to get it, man. I'm telling you. No, rolling up his sleeves. He turns into big bad cop. You want me to get tough? And he gets up and he starts rolling it up. And that's when Vincenzo comes in. But anyways, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. So Vincenzo comes in and immediately Vincenzo becomes like super awesome Vincenzo. Super boss, super protective of Carl. Yeah. And not even that, like, normally you would think, Carl, what did you do? It's like, hey, you guys, what are you doing? You guys already have a bad rap and I can, continue to publish things about you and all of that.
Yeah.
You guys got a little rough a couple years ago, didn't you? And starts threatening them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, there's one part where basically Kolchak screams for some reason. I think it's mimicking the death of Phil Silvers, and that's what brought Tony in.
Yes. And then that's where we go have Kolchak go back to this is where he goes to Lakshmi's restaurant. And he figures he's going to go in there, get something to eat, and check out the place.
Yes.
Or did I skip something?
You skipped one really cool episode. Again, this is like
moment in the episode.
What?
You said I missed one cool episode.
One cool segment of the episode.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Which is riding on the back lot of Universal into all these cool houses. In fact, you can see the Munsters house in the very background. And there's this guy doing fumigation.
Oh, okay.
And immediately, he's in his white jumper and everything like that. and he's spraying chemicals around the base of these houses, and he's not wearing any mask or anything like that, and he's eating.
I'm sorry, didn't mean it. He brought it up. I'm bad with the anniversaries. Anyways,
Then he oversprays his own lunch, and he's all, it's filled with preservatives and chemicals anyway.
listen, isn't that the way it was, Dave? I think back in the 70s, and and I don't know when OSHA came in, to get serious here for a second, but back in the day, yeah, these guys would be eating sandwiches while they're spraying insecticide everywhere, and you're like going, what's going on? Listen, I don't know how many of them made it to 80 or 90. I mean, but
not too many, especially on this program. Most of all the Kolchak characters died in their 60s.
That's true. Well, they had demons or monsters after them.
And I think they smoked too.
Yeah, that probably too, yeah. His boss was always a jerk to Kolchak, says Arthur Jackson. Well, in this one, he had to do his job. He was the boss. But the pest guy spraying, yeah. I mean, I'm like going, I'm scared to drive by seeing somebody on the roads spraying insecticide.
Oh, totally, yeah.
I roll up the windows. I put closed circuit, whatever, for your, and I hold my nose and my breath, and I drive. Yeah, I've got issues, Dave. Continue.
That's all right. I was just looking up the pest control guy, see if he was any person of note. Starred in 53 things, including Ice Station Zebra.
Man, well, yeah, I tell you what, Smokey, that's a bad thing, but I do believe it. Migrant workers in the fields, and not just Florida, but all over the places are still working in conditions that they shouldn't be working in. But anyways, we will move on and be happy and smile.
We're ordering beef curry.
Is that what he's ordering?
Yep.
Okay.
Which is odd in an Indian restaurant.
Beef. Well, everything about the restaurant's odd because the owner never shows up. He's never there. It looks like it's closed.
But I don't think they eat beef.
You might be right.
I think I am right.
Well, yeah, you would know more than me, I would think. But okay, so what? Yeah, beef curry. What should it be? Chicken curry or just curry?
I think chicken.
Chicken curry.
The very most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
interesting.
Yeah, it was just a very interesting choice, and I love how they put the little powders and things like that. And he goes, look out, you're going to be, revisiting this later.
Yes, that's what he says. Waiter Barry, played by Barry Gordon.
Yes.
Who you would recognize him if you've seen any of the 70s shows, like from Love Boat to, I think it was even on Happy Days. He was the boyfriend to, he was on Archie's Place, not All in the Family, but Archie's Place. But yeah, he was on a lot of stuff. 59 and still kicking, says Johnny Tornstrom. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I would expect for you to be 59 and still kicking by average, law of average. So Johnny, keep it going. To keep doing what you're doing, I guess. As long as you're not, that 59 is still kicking. I mean, what does still kicking mean? Does still kicking mean you're like,
sounds like you're going to die at 60. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm still 59 is still kicking, but yeah, when I get up in the morning, I sit on the side of the bed. Yeah, I mean, do you have people come and help you dress? I mean, listen, I'm just curious. 59 is still, you should be running marathons still at 59.
It was a hot nurse. I'd help her, let me help her dress myself. I don't know.
Oh, Dave. Okay. Back on track. Wait, look at my other message. Okay, did we miss something? When I was a kid, we used to run behind the mosquito sprayer truck. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. That's not good. Oh, and that's why he's saying 59 is still kicking. So you're telling me you used to breathe in all that mosquito insecticide stuff, and you know what? You're doing just fine. He's still kicking, Dave.
That is awesome.
Yes, I'm glad.
We need all the subscribers we can get.
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep moving on.
All right. So now he's headed out to the bathroom, and he has to go through the alleyway that he was in the other night when Phil Silvers died. And he can't get into the bathroom because there's a lock, but it's not the bathroom. It is actually this guy's apartment.
Yeah, it's
Starts,
where he lives, and he's
starts to head
bolted.
down the stairs, and it is a creepy, and like, I'll tell you, like in the first half of this show, before I really started understanding what was going on,
Yeah,
it was really disturbing. Like this was some real, like, let's just say comparable to a satanic altar type of place where people are going to be praying and things like that.
yeah,
It's just disturbing. It's just a single cot in the room to sleep on. A lot of banners,
a lot of shrines, a
uh,
lot of, yeah,
tons of candles, a very 1970s beaded thing that you have to go through when you go into
yeah.
another room. And then comes the owner of the restaurant.
Yes, Mr. Lakshmi.
Yes.
And he's very old and frail. He's a Hindu, Indian. He's the demon hunter after the Rakshasa. And he goes to shoot at Kolchak because he thinks everybody's the demon, which made me think, listen, you've been doing it for 60 years. You better not be just shooting everybody you see in sight. I mean,
Agreed.
So that was a little thing that maybe needed to be taken care of. He could have said, "Who are you?" Or
Well,
maybe,
I
yeah.
think he had seen him the night before at killing Phil Silvers.
Oh,
So
I'm so sorry about that, sweet indigo. It takes you 15 minutes just to get out of bed. Listen, I hear you sometimes, man. I mean, I climb those mountains and do my thing.
didn't we have a conversation once about you have a hospital bed?
Me?
Was that you? You had
No.
something where the bed tilted up or something like that.
There was. I've tried a bed like that, and at first I was like that it feels cool, but very quickly it doesn't. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. No, I need a nice soft Tempur-Pedic, kind of foam mattress that what's that, soft gel technology? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Hey, Kimby, what's going on? Everybody is a demon. Ah, come on, put a smile on your face. It's Easter. Not everybody's a demon, unless you think they are. I don't know.
I know
Maybe
we're not.
we're not demons. No,
No,
we're not
we're just
Rakshasa.
Sunday night horror hosts.
Yeah, we're not Rakshasa. We're good people, Kimby.
And I can't even say that one from a couple episodes ago of the Spanish moss murder. But that was a tongue twister, man.
Yeah, that was the name. Yeah, that was with Jaws from James Bond. Yeah,
Just give me a zombie or Dracula or whatever.
Yeah,
Not one of these Rakshasa things.
Rakshasa.
Yeah. So the guy shoots Kolchak at Kolchak with the crossbow. He
Yes,
can
he
barely
does.
hold the crossbow. The blade goes way off, or the arrow goes way off, hits
Yeah.
in a wall, and Kolchak runs past him out and goes to the dark room, because we have to have a dark room in each of these episodes. And he is developing images and showing them once again to his friend Vincenzo, dripping fluid onto the desk.
Yes, it was Officer Boxman, who we're going to get to next. But yeah, pictures dripping on a desk, and he's trying to show Vincenzo again. He's trying to show his proof, but he don't want to hear nothing about it. He's like, stop it with this. Stop it with this. Onward through the fog, the slogan on the label on the side of those plastic squeezable power hitters. Am I missing something? What's that in reference to?
I'm missing it as well.
Okay. Better than the ghost bearing thing. Okay. Cyberpup. He says, thumbs up, number 49. No, I think you're way off, Cyberpup.
You're on the wrong episode.
You're on the wrong. Yeah, you're way off. You're way off.
Even Seinfeld had 65. I don't know where. Maybe you're 149.
Yeah, I don't know, Smokey. I wasn't condoning our stupidness as kids. Oh, listen, what we went through. I grew up in greenhouses. My stepfather had greenhouses. He sprayed like crazy everywhere and stuff. And even me looking back on what I was exposed to back in the day, I'm just like, I mean, he had issues with his hands, I remember, because of getting into all those chemicals and those things like that. But he's still living and he's like 80 years old. So yeah, who knows? Who knows that?
Well, I will tell you this. I live in the citrus belt, and
Yeah.
medfly was a big deal back in
Uh-huh.
the late 70s, early 80s, and
Yeah.
they actually sprayed us at night overhead with malathion.
Oh, no
And
way.
there was a big outrage. This happened like 2 or 3 times where they're
Yeah.
all, "You've got to be inside at 9 o'clock at night Wednesday because we're going to be spraying." And even like the cars had,
Yeah.
I think they ended up stopping because they were being sued at all the spray on the cars was eating up the paint.
Oh my gosh. And people were breathing that. It's so crazy. Anyways, cyberpunk, pop. I'm candy sick. He. Oh, you shouldn't eat too much candy. You set it in a big bowl somewhere, and you take pieces of it and let it time. What I do is I'll take a bit of chocolate, let it sit in my mouth, and just melt away. And it soothes your like appetite for chocolate for a little while instead of taking a whole big thick bar and going, and just sucking it all down. Right, Dave? Am I wrong?
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay,
But
so
it's
moving
tough.
on.
It's like Cookie Monster, man. You got to have those.
More candy. Okay, so then we have that exchange again. If I think we're done with Vincenzo and them, right?
We are. We're
Cutscene.
actually at a now. We're seeing 2 police officers with their coffee leaving the donut place, which is right next to the theater the Goldsteins just left.
Which yes, and it's the where Kolchak's doing the voiceover saying, well, officer, the officers, if they would have done this or whatever, they wouldn't have been in for what they were going to be in for.
That's right.
So they're going to get it. And let me just say, Cyberpunk ate a 1 pound gummy, a bunny. Cyberpup, I'm not even going to respond to that. Not a good thing.
No.
Yeah, I really don't think that's a good thing. Hey, William Cromer,
Too bad Rob wasn't still here.
right?
Hi, William Cromer.
Okay. Anyways, so Officer Boxman and another officer coming out of a movie theater. Movie theater?
Yeah, well, no, they're coming out of a donut shop, which is right next to the movie theater. Although we don't see the donut shop, it's just they're leaving, and it's just
Right.
the same marquee is right above them.
So they cut those scenes and filmed them real quick.
Oh yeah. We got a budget to maintain.
Yeah. So basically, they get in a car, they start doing their rounds.
I want to talk about the coffee for a moment.
Okay,
because
go ahead.
this is something I think is the best coffee. It's like when you're out late at night or early hours in the morning, that's always the best coffee.
Well, it's the freshest, first of all.
Yes.
Because places are getting up, brewing it. The whole city's smelling of Java. I mean, it's cocoa bean. Wait, is that correct? The cocoa bean. Yes. Yeah. I just don't want to say the wrong thing.
Oh, coffee bean. Let's just say coffee bean.
Okay, we'll say coffee bean, not cocoa bean. I don't know. You have to eat as much as you
Are you
can. It's mohair. I'm allergic to mohair.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I've got my money tied up with you.
Listen, your money's safe, Dave.
All right.
I do got a trip a little bit later on down to the Caribbean that I'll be taking, but it's
with
just
small things taped to your small intestines.
Oh boy, what did Emily say here? I'm sorry. Then put it away until you get over candy sickness, then do it again. Oh geez, yeah. Well, kids know how to suck down plenty of sweets. Okay, so the cops are basically doing their rounds, and they end up going to an alley, and the one cop sees his sergeant who's in the hospital. You know, the demon's coming, making him see something he's not. And the other cop comes over and he sees his mother-in-law or mother.
His mother. And it's so funny because this one cop is seeing the other, person who's supposed to be in the hospital, and then the other cop's right next to him going, "Mom." Just like, oh my God.
And Officer Boxman is going, "What are you talking about? That's the sergeant." And but that guy runs over because it's his mother. He's going, "No, I gotta run my mother," and he runs around the corner, and it tears and eats him or takes bites out of him. I don't know.
Yeah, and it wasn't clear until the end or later in the episode that the other cop did end up getting away. After he, cleared out his barrel of bullets. Into the rock. Gosh, yeah, and
Rakshasa.
Yeah, so he's just like shooting them, like boom, 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 and the guy's still coming. But then we hear at the end that like this guy was in the hospital, but he did survive.
Yes, it's very nice to have somebody survive on Kolchak.
I think it is essential.
Yeah. It shows that civilization, we're kind of moving along and getting better as the human race.
That's our goal.
Yes, for people to survive on these shows.
Level 2 society?
No, I don't think we're even out of 1. Michio Kaku, yeah.
That's it.
Go look at the levels. We haven't even surpassed level 1, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, we go next to where Carl Kolchak is going. He goes to this kind of museum or
oh, it's a cool place.
Yes, it's a very cool place where there's a lot of Hindu, Eastern Indian stuff on the walls and stuff. And he knows a lot about it. And this is where he starts telling him about the Rakshasa and all of that. But go ahead, Dave. I'll let you take this.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's a beautiful gallery, but it is
I'm going to lean back a little.
Oh. All right. So it's also really similar to a couple times ago when we had Richard Keel as this Indian god type of person, and the guy went to the gallery where all the Indian artifacts was, and then the woman's all, is it anything like this over here? And she points, and there's Richard Keel dressed up. And it's the same thing here. You have all this fine Hindu art, which is absolutely beautiful, all the sculptures and statues and things like that. And then it's like the last thing he says is the Rakshasa, damn it, whatever it is.
Rakshasa.
Thank you. And it is, there's this horrible image of it on some type of tapestry. I love a couple things from this particular episode where Kolchak moves the clock forward to have it go off.
Yeah.
So it kind of interrupts his
attention.
It reminds me of that one Three Stooges episode. I think If a Body Meets a Body or something like that. Maybe it's Spook Louder, where they walk in and all this guy collects all these clocks, and he's all like, shh, in a little bit it'll be 12 noon in Peru, and just like these really cool, like, basically cuckoo clocks.
Yeah.
Then the guy picks up a sculpture and he's all like, "Hey, how much for this paperweight?" And it's like $3,000. Put it down.
It was a great episode. Thanks for the commentary. Thank you, Arthur Jackson. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, he's trying to get his attention. He wants to know more about this Rakshasa. And meanwhile, he's telling jokes to this couple he's trying to sell something to. He said something about, do you remember the joke he said to them? Something about cauliflower. It's so good. Anyways, it was a joke that I almost didn't understand. Don't even know why I'm even bringing it up. Richard Keel was in demand, yes, and the Spanish Mouse Murders, where they just threw some hanging stuff on him. It was pretty funny. It was a good episode, though. It was all right.
Yeah. He does. I love pissing off the gallery owner where he says, "Have you seen Citizen Kane?" And the guy goes, yes, I've seen it.
He starts talking about this demon and the history behind it. He talks about how something happened. I kind of forgot exactly what he said. Something happened that made all these demons, these rakshasas, go into kind of a limbo state, a timeless limbo. And he said they will come back again. We've heard this on our bell a million times. They will come back when civilization takes a turn for the worse. Hasn't civilization always taken a turn for the worse, Dave?
It seems like it.
Yeah, so I don't think there's ever been a period of time of.
But this was in the early 70s, so especially then, and especially in Chicago.
But he says when this happens and things become out of hand and all that, they will return to devour the people, and they will take control of man's mind and all that. So and then he talked about the crossbow and it being blessed, and it's the only way to really kill the demon, which I love how they come up with these ways to kill things that need to be killed. But there you go. I mean, he tells tells him everything about it, and we're getting towards the end there, and I'll let Dave take it away from there of the end of this episode.
All right. Well, excuse me.
Oh, pardon me.
Must be getting late. Well, cheers. Hold on. And what are you drinking tonight? Is it ginger ale?
No, it's just water tonight. Yeah, nice. Keeping it clean. Living a clean life, Dave.
Because one of our friends, Edward Stewart, was talking about chewables earlier, and I'm like,
chewables?
Yeah.
What kind of chewables?
I didn't want to ask.
That could mean a million different things. Oh, Edward Stewart said Maalox.
Oh.
Thanks, Emily, for the spelling. I haven't seen it for about 10. Seen it in chewables. Yeah, acid reflux. Yeah, I get you. That's what I drink some of the ginger ale sometimes for. But
well, hopefully they don't get that from watching us.
They could. Amnesia Dream, what's going on? Good to see you. Okay, go on.
We have one last episode, or one last segment, rather, in the.
We had quite a few episodes in this episode tonight, Dave.
We have. I'm about to have an episode right now.
Happy Easter!
And we have Kolchak interacting once more with Vincenzo and Miss Emily and everything like that. He puts on his hat, takes off because he's going to meet the Hindu. That is really cool.
It is. I love it. Oh, I can't believe he sent this to me, man. Edward Stewart, man. You the man. And for Christmas, that hockey mask down there. You're the best, man. I tell you. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
That's okay. He goes back to the.
I'm working on bills while you're talking about the ending here.
How many more times are you going to interrupt me?
I'm sorry.
You don't want the audience going, don't interrupt. So, thank you. Anyway, he goes one more time to the guy who tried to kill him with a crossbow and say, hey, dude, you're not trying to kill me. I'm not the Rakshasa. And then he tells him the lure of everything that's been going on, that he's killed several of them. There's one more that is currently around, and you have to be careful. He's going to take basically the shape of someone that you trust. And Kolchak says, hey, not a problem. I don't trust anybody.
Yes, I love that line that he says. That's a good line.
And I also love the physical comedy when he takes the arrows and he puts them in his jacket pocket and he accidentally stabs himself. He's all, and repositions them.
Oh. I wonder if Dino knows more about Seinfeld than Dave knows about Frasier. Yeah, probably. I would bet a lot of money on that. Dave knows a lot about Frasier because that's his thing. Dave knows more about Columbo than me.
Absolutely do.
For sure. He knows that like that. I think that's Dave's thing. But Seinfeld, listen. I know my Seinfeld. Anyways,
Yeah.
Slippy Jimmy is here, Dave.
Well, that's nice to see him.
Yeah, he slid right in. He
So
remembers as a kid an episode where a woman was in the shower and the water temp got hotter and hotter and burned her. Yeah, no, that was a horror movie. I can't remember which one, but yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I'm glad this all brings us together like this.
It does. You know, wonderful people chatting it up in the chat, us talking it up in the talk, you know.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah, lots going on.
So Kolchak leaves, and we know immediately he's going to see the demon. And we hear it coming first, and then stepping from around the boxes is Miss Emily.
And she is all dressed up and she's
My
looking
comment,
good. Well, wait, no,
she was all dolled up.
she was all dialed up. Yeah, she was getting ready for a night in the town, and she's saying she just wants to see what Kolchak. Oh, Dave was going to say that. Go ahead, Dave.
That's okay. And she's just following him because she wanted, information for her novel.
And yada yada yada. That's the end of the show.
No,
Oh, okay.
not yet.
Okay.
What happens is the dingo ate her baby.
The dingo ate her baby.
So
if you're getting in a conversation and you're really sick and tired of talking to this guy, do this: rub your head and pat your belly at the same time. Okay, and then that'll let me know that you need me to come over and bail you out. That was the dingo ate your baby episode, Dave. Remember, Jerry and Elaine both had a thing. If we get caught and we need help on conversationally wise, do this and pat your belly.
Oh, I should have been Latvian Orthodox. All right. So
Okay. Anyways,
we gotta finish this because we're up against time now.
Yes, we do. Miss Emily looks good, and boy, when he does what he does to her, it's
Well, this is the thing, man. He doesn't even like flinch, and this is the one thing I didn't like about this episode is the ending wasn't as believable because Miss Emily starts walking at him. Put that crossbow down. What do you think you're doing? Blah, blah, blah. And just like really starting to do this, he's all, Miss Emily, if you don't back up, I'm going to shoot you. And he shoots her. And it wasn't,
yeah.
I didn't see any struggle there. Like, oh, Miss Emily, I don't want to do this. Please don't. Please don't. I didn't see that type of acting from him. It was just very cold, very calculated. And he's all, and it was true. I don't trust anybody. And he shoots her right in the gut.
Oh yeah. And she turns into the demon monster, which at this point we see that outfit, but then we see the face, the human face that was painted brown or whatever to match the outfit, and that wasn't good. But it falls back, and so he killed the demon. But I agree with you that there wasn't no like struggle, and if he sees. I think they were trying to make a point, hear me out, that Miss Emily was like so well respected at the newspaper, and they had kind of a rapport, that he knew she wouldn't be out there too. So that's why there was no hesitation. He's like, don't keep coming towards me. And then the more she kept coming and giving him like reasons why she's coming at him, he just didn't believe it. He knew it. But yeah, I get you. There probably should have been a little bit of struggle. Like, Miss Emily, if it's you gotta give me something, I mean, but yeah.
But, also a couple of things here. One is it makes the demon very scary that it can enter your thoughts without you knowing.
Yeah. Well, I thought a little bit of that was going on too, which is why he was staying very stoic, you know what I mean? And just, so who knows? I don't know. But
And then the second thing, and this got me thinking, like, because I saw this yesterday. And so today it kind of really.
I saw it today.
Got deeper in that it's the person who you trust the most is going to hurt you. Was kind of like a big overarching thing about this episode, and it was kind of, going deep there.
You had a rough weekend, huh, Dave?
Hennigan's.
Hennigan's. The wine with no smell. No smell, no tell. Are you? Anyways, that's enough Seinfeld. Jeez. So yeah, that's the episode. And then we go back to the newspaper, and Carl's doing his thing, talking about the case and his recorder. And here we get Miss Emily. She's all dressed up, and she's got this handsome older man. It was the man
Probably younger than Miss Emily.
that she was giving advice to. It was the guy she was giving advice to earlier, and he's there. Boy, that Miss Emily, she's something else. She's sassy.
She is sassy. Yeah, and she did dress up very, very nicely.
Yes, thank you, CM. Thank you, Dino, Dave, Mods. Peace and blessings. Happy Easter to you, CM. See you next time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Dave's patience with Dino tonight. Wait, tonight? That's every
for the past year.
Yeah,
or even 6 years.
Dave's put up with me forever, but that's the way I am. I don't know what to say. He wouldn't be here doing a show with me if he didn't like the whatever. I don't know. What am I trying to say here? Is this really water? That's all I need to know. It burns going down. Is that normal?
It depends. If it's New Jersey water, yes.
Yeah. Great show, guys. Wonderful episode. Thank you, Arthur Jackson, Edward Stewart again, giving some information there. Silent interruptions. Yeah, I noticed that you did. I wonder if it's just your microphone. When it gets loud, it can't handle. You do mute it? Oh, no. Come on.
No, my laugh is silent.
I need to look into this more. I need to look into some medical journals. I need to see what? No. This is a habit that you picked up for some reason throughout your life. You told yourself,
I think
don't laugh
I need to be
out
on
loud.
a psychiatrist's couch for this one. What's on tonight? What's the stream looking like? Is it detectives?
Like somebody said something to you in school in like 4th grade when you laughed, and you ever since then, Dave's held it in, and it's just one day you're going to be sitting on the couch talking to that therapist, and you're going to get your real laugh is going to come out, and you're going to be a new person, Dave.
All right.
All the demons will be
look forward to that.
Okay. He looks forward to it. Tonight, we have a nice detective mix, surprise mix. And I know the majority of people do not mind no timestamps. They love just coming knowing that I'm going to give you a good list of shows each night. There is the occasional comment every night. Why are you not doing timestamps? Why are you not letting me know what episodes are being aired? It's because I'm too freaking busy. Life has got too much going on. And you know what? I've done all the episodes with timestamps already. They can be found. And I tell you what, Dave, this is one other thing that kind of annoys me.
Tell me.
Perturks me. Is that a word? I don't know. It might not even be a word. Yeah.
It's better than Patrice than grease you.
I get if you're listening to my whole stream and you fall asleep in the night and you want to go where you left off. Listen, I do the same thing, but I just go back how far? We've all heard most of all of these shows, right?
Yes.
So it really doesn't matter where you left off. And if you really want a certain episode, you can go find that episode. There's search a certain episode of Johnny Dollar. 1 million of them will come up. You know what I mean? So an exact episode you can find. But being surprised every night on what's coming up next, like the olden days, that's what I like about it. Oh my God, what's going to come on next? You know what I mean? I think that's a little more enjoyable.
In fact, I think there is even an episode of Johnny Dollar that mirrors tonight's program.
Oh yeah.
Is it the Roosevelt Heights matter? I'm just
Is-
kidding. That's just
Oh,
something.
the Roosevelt Heights matter. The Carl
I've
Kolchak matter. So, anyways, that's why I do that. But yes, rest assured, 3 channels with better content than 300 fractured vision. Well, thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate that. Listen, I put a lot of effort into, even though you don't see timestamps, a lot of effort goes into the episodes that are being aired. So there you go. Anyways, yeah, detectives galore. You guys will enjoy the entire stream from beginning to the end, from finish to start, Dave.
I'm traveling backwards.
Yes, you will like it from finish to start, is what you will. Listen, how many
thumbs? Like our reverse speech with David John Oates.
Right, exactly. Yeah. 114 thumbs up. Make sure you hit that before you leave.
Good.
And you know what? If you like Dave as a man, as a gardener, even if you don't like him, go down there and get his channel and subscribe.
I had 1,000 views 2 weeks ago. That was really nice. Thank you very much.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yes. I mean, listen, how long are your videos usually, Dave?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. You get to sit there, watch him walk around and talk about the weather and see Bo occasionally walk in front of the camera.
All the time. She just is like my little shadow.
Yeah, it's just like very soothing. Plants are soothing anyways, so watching things grow and from beginning to end, and you can even go back and watch the old ones and go, a few months ago, look at that plant, how it used to look. Dave has raised it to be quite the fancy feast. What? I like Dave as a man and a gardener.
I'm not sure how to take that. Thank you.
I think that's a good thing. Thank you, Black Roses.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. And thank you, Edward Stewart. I appreciate you looking up these symbolisms and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, Dave, I think we're done.
I'm looking forward to your Lego channel.
Oh, yes.
Sometime in the future.
I've got the channel name, the channel set, but there's not any content up there yet. I've filmed, there's like 8 sets I'm filming from top to bottom, inside out, giving you my review. And then comes the Lego City, which all these buildings, one at a time, are going to be added as I go along. So the outline there for the channel, and I'm not saying it yet, but you will know, and it will be posted everywhere, is very, very soon. I'm whipping through some of these sets, man. They're taking some time, but as I'm listening late at night with you guys, my stream overnight, I'm putting together these sets. So there you go. So I'm always watching the chat. So, don't think I won't respond if I see it. Always glad to help Dino. And thank you again, Edward Stewart, for the Ovaltine and the gift of Nosferatu.
And next Sunday.
Yes, we are going to talk about, let me get to it. Let me look to see what we're doing. The Wild Wild West, episode 2, season 1, The Night of the Deadly Bed. What an odd name for an episode.
Are you sure?
What? The name of the title of it?
Yes.
Well, show me. Let's pull it out. Let's see. That's what I looked up on IMDb. I'm okay with time.
The Night of the Deadly Bed.
Yeah.
You are right. Artie engineers Jim's escape from the grip of a French expatriate who plans to become Napoleon's successor to Mexico by derailing the U.S. rail system.
There you go. Yeah. So,
I hope they succeed at stopping that guy.
Well, we'll find out next week as we venture. Yeah. And yes, exactly. Jojo, I'm okay without timestamps. The fact that the future overnights are posted is like looking through a TV guide. Yes.
And the
Yeah.
week after, 2 weeks from tonight, which is our 1-year anniversary, by the way, you don't need to get me anything,
No.
is Columbo episode 1, Prescription Murder.
Technically it's a made for TV movie, ain't it? It's not technically like
It's made for
episode.
TV movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like an episode 1, season 1, episode 1, or a pilot.
No, it is a 2-hour extravaganza.
Yes, yes. So it's kind of like on its own. So this was my favorite Night Stalker episode. Thanks. Thank you, Michael Moore, for being here. Thank you, Harry Scott. Yeah, I know we're babbling on a little bit. It's 9:30. Let's go get ready for the overnight.
I'm gonna go get some coffee and some dinner.
Yes, go eat, Dave. So what are you going to eat?